And our third main topic today gets sent in to us by AYMAN, who writes, "Hey, John and Rob. It looks like that October will be a great month for film fans. It certainly does. I know it's still early, but I wanted to know your opinion before you can watch a few early screenings. Dune, No Time to Die, Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, which we're going to be talking about here in a few minutes, The Last Duel, Halloween, Last Night in Soho, the Sopranos movie. This is only just a few movies that will be shown in October. What is yours and Rob most anticipated movies this month? And what will you expect to be the best movie?" All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, man. Appreciate that. And listen, I'm telling you, this is the month, Rob.
Dude.
This is the month. Rob, even pre-pandemic, the lineup for October, for this October, is insane. It's an insane, as you would often say, Rob, an embarrassment of riches if you're a film fan for what we're getting. But in the pandemic era, we saw Shang-Chi have great success. We saw Free Guy have success. Okay, that's great. But this is going to be the first time in like a year and a half, almost, we're getting close to 2 years, that we are going to have what I would call a regular movie month. Yeah, we've had a couple of months where a few things come out, but this October is actually going to be what looks like, in appearance, a regular movie month. And can, right now, because I don't know if we're there yet with where the pandemic's at and everything, but we're going to get an answer to the question of, can the industry sustain a regular movie month right now with multiple high-profile and anticipated movies? I don't know the answer to that question. I certainly think one or two of these movies can definitely have good success. But can there be, and Rob, let's call it right here. Let's be real here. Even if we were living pre-pandemic, if you have 7 big anticipated movies coming out, they're not all going to succeed, even pre-pandemic. You know, several of them will not, and I'm sure several of them will not right now. But can we get a couple of hits out of this? That's going to be interesting to ask. So the question is, in this month of a lot of glorious riches coming out, what are our most anticipated? All right, let's go through it here, shall we? Let's step into a pseudo Campea classroom here for a minute. And we're going to talk about most of it. First of all, I want to give an honorable mention. First of all, how crazy, this is how stacked this month is, Rob. You know how much I'm looking forward to this movie, and it's not cracking my top 5 most anticipated. My honorable mention is Halloween Kills. That's my honorable mention. And I'm super excited for this movie. I am. I can't wait to watch it. I really can't. All right. So with Halloween Kills down, here's my top 5. At number 5, it's the incredible Edgar Wright, Last Night in Soho. Again, this is an indication of how packed this month is. Because you know I'm a huge Edgar Wright fan. And you know I have loved the trailers for this movie, and I am so excited for it. And yet it comes in at number 5. So my number 5 most anticipated movie right now for October is Last Night in Soho. Cannot wait. Okay, at number 4, The Many Saints of Newark. Rob, you and I were talking when the first trailer dropped for this first Sopranos trailer, and you and I were both like, wait a minute. Because, I mean, when they first said they were going to do it, I was like, okay, a Sopranos movie without, our real Tony Soprano. Oh, all right. And then that first trailer came out, and I'm like, God, this has a 90s Scorsese kind of feel to it. And then the second trailer came out, and I ate it up, and I know you did too. So my number 4 is Many Saints of Newark. My number 3 is The Last Duel. I was not all that excited. I mean, I was definitely intrigued when you heard that Ridley Scott, Academy Award winner Ridley Scott, was going to be directing a film based on a screenplay by Academy Award winning screenwriters Matt Damon and Ben Affleck that was going to have Cormier. It was going to have Affleck and Matt Damon in it. It was going to have Adam Driver in it. I was intrigued. I was certainly intrigued. But then that trailer came out, and I just drooled, Rob. Drooled.
I know.
At the notion of this. So my number 3 is The Last Duel. Number 2, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. You know me, Rob. I've admitted this before. I've said this before. I am a bigger fan of the first Venom movie than most people. I'm a bigger fan of the first Venom. I understand that. I mean, you look at the audience scores and the box office, obviously a lot of people like Venom. I think I liked it even more than most. And so then Andy Serkis came on board with it. I've loved the trailers. I can't wait. We're going to talk about Venom, Let There Be Carnage again here in a minute and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to say Let There Be Carnage is number 2. Then I'm going to cheat, Rob. I'm going to cheat.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go 1B. And 1B is No Time to Die. I mean, we've been talking about this movie since my 16th birthday. And I mean, seriously, we've been talking about this movie for so long. Cannot wait for this thing to come. Super stoked about it. What's there left to say? They showed us this great 13-minute clip of it at CinemaCon, and we were just like, more! Show us more! Could not believe how great the whole thing looked, and there was that. And that leads us into 1A, which is my most anticipated movie, not just for October, but probably for the entire rest of the year. Is Dune. And you guys know that. What's there left to be said? You have one of, if not maybe the best director at the height of his game right now, Denis Villeneuve, directing it on some of the most iconic source material of all time. The cast looks fantastic. The trailers look like they nail the atmosphere and the DNA of Arrakis and what this movie should actually feel like. I am losing my mind. This is going to be a Best Picture contender. So yeah, a little bit of a cheat there. A little bit of a cheat, granted. So that's mine. Last Night in Soho, Many Saints of Newark, Last Duel, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, No Time to Die, and Dune. Anyway, that's me. Dune is simply going to be... I still think Dune, and this is obviously I haven't seen the film, so this is just wild prediction. Wild, completely unfounded prediction. But I think Dune is going to be the Best Picture winner at the Academy Awards. I'm just taking wild. Now I may change my tune on that, Rob, once we actually see it. I don't know. Maybe I won't even like it. But right now, my wild, completely baseless, wild prognostication is that Dune not only gets nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards, I'm going to guess it's going to be the Best Picture at the Academy Awards and win that award. Again, ask me after I see the film, though. Rob, huge thing of riches coming out this month of October we have coming here. What are the ones that are standing out to you the most that you are most excited about?
Well, my honorable mention is going to be Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Only because I was excited for it, but now hearing the great word of mouth coming out, I'm even more excited for it than I was. I liked Venom. I didn't love it, but this seems to be more up my alley. And I'm looking forward to it. My number 5 will be, is it Last Night, One Night? Last Night in Soho?
Last Night Soho.
Last Night in Soho. I'm an Edgar Wright fan, although I do not love, why am I drawing a blank on the one I don't love?
Scott Pilgrim?
Scott Pilgrim.
I love Scott Pilgrim.
I'm a big Edgar Wright fan, so Last Night in Soho. Then Many Saints of Newark. I saw David Simon on, was it Jimmy Kimmel? Interview, really interesting. He's not happy with day and date theatrical and HBO Max premiere because I think, can you imagine you're a guy that made a TV show and you finally get to make a movie and then they tell you, well, it's just going to be on HBO Max series was in the first place? I'd be kind of annoyed by that too. Number 3 would be Dune. For all the reasons you said, it's a lifelong love of mine. The book, love it. Can't wait to see it. It looks spectacular. Denis Villeneuve. I mean, everything you've said, John, I agree wholeheartedly. Number 2, that has moved up on my list. Dune was a little bit in front of this movie, but things I've heard, things I know, No Time to Die.
Oh, I took a guess and I was wrong. Okay.
Because I'm going to blow you away with my number 1. People are going to be like, what? But No Time to Die, number 2. I'm a lifelong James Bond fan. This is the longest Bond film. It's the 25th official Bond movie. It's Daniel Craig's swan song. It was directed by Cary Fukunaga, who directed True Detective Season 1, which I thought was one of the best things I've seen on television in the last 20 years. Can't wait for many, many reasons. It looks amazing. Can't wait to go. But my number 1 film in October is a French film called Titane, or as we might know it in America, Titanium, the second film from Julia Ducournau, who directed Raw. She took the Palme d'Or in Cannes this year. This is a body horror film that I cannot wait to see. People said it's the most disturbing movie of 2021. It goes back to early Cronenberg body horror, the way her first film Raw did. And if you I would say don't go to Wikipedia and read what this movie's about. Don't read what it's about. I hate the fact that I did. I would just tell everybody to watch this movie if you like true transgressive horror. I've been waiting to see a movie like this for years, and it is the number 1 film. I didn't realize it was coming out in October. It might even be starting like on September 30th in some markets, but I consider it an October release. It is absolutely number 1 with the bullet, the first movie that I want to see. I wish I could see it right now, but I can't. And again, she won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival in July of this year. Her first film was Raw, and if you've seen Raw, you'll kind of know
Not
what
the
you're
Eddie
getting.
Murphy stand-up comedy movie.
No. So Titane, Titane, or the American title is Titanium. And the second film from director Julia Ducournau. And boy, I can't wait to see it.
All right, just to highlight our top 5 lists. I cheated a little bit. My honorable mention is Halloween Kills, and I'm dying to see all of these films, by the way. My number 5 is Last Night in Soho. Number 4, Many Saints of Newark. Number 3, The Last Duel. Number 2, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Number 1B is No Time to Die. Number 1A is Dune. Rob's list is number 5, Last Night in Soho. Number 4, Many Saints of Newark. Number 3, Dune. Number 2, No Time to Die. And number 1, Titane or Titanium. I always count on Rob to throw one out there that most people aren't talking about yet. But Rob, look,
but they will. They will.
The bottom line, though, here is whatever order you would put your most anticipated. What I think we can all agree is this is one hell of a month. This is one hell of a month that I cannot wait to get here. So now, Rob, let me throw this out to you. They also asked us, what do we think is going to be the best movie of that year?
Well, I have to point out that there's all kinds of crazy, weird indie movies.
Like 20 of them. Like 20 of them.
Yeah, there's a movie coming out, dude, that Frida Pinto and Orlando Bloom star in called Needle in a Time Stack. A devoted husband will stop at nothing to save his marriage when it's destroyed by a time-traveling rival. I'm like, come on. Who doesn't want to see that? I mean, I know I want to see that. There's so many cool movies coming out in October.
So what do you think, going back to the original question they put in, so we gave them our most anticipated. So
the French Dispatch is coming out.
I mean, yeah, that's one that neither of us put on our list, which was kind of odd. The French Dispatch, Wes Anderson film, is not on either of our lists. But let me ask you, which of these ones, despite our anticipation, which one do you think is actually going to be the best movie that comes out this month?
Here's the thing. I honestly think that maybe the best movie that'll stand the test of time is going to be The Many Saints of Newark. And I say that because the fact that it's an evocation of a period piece, it's original, even though it's a Sopranos prequel, it's an original screenplay. Whereas, No Time to Die is the 25th Bond film. Dune is based on a novel. And even though there's the Sopranos TV series coming up with a prequel set in a whole different era, I think, and just what we've seen in terms of what moviegoers love, like, I think it's going to be the kind of movie that people, even if you've never seen the Sopranos, I'll bet it's great. And people will be watching this in 20 years. Not to say they won't be watching these other movies in 20 years, but in terms of movies that resonate with people that you go back to and watch over and over and over again, I'll bet it's The Many Saints in Newark or Last Night in Soho.
I'm still going to stick with Dune. I can't make a bold prediction and say I think Dune is going to win the Best Picture at the Academy Awards and then not say I think it's going to be the best film that comes out. So I'm going to stay with Dune on this one.
Also, I got to say there's another horror film. There's so many horror movies coming out. There's a movie coming out called Antlers that stars Jesse Plemons. I've been looking at this trailer. It seems like for years.
No, it has. It's been years.
It's been years, and it looks great. It looks really good. I think Guillermo del Toro was a producer on it or something. And I want to see that, dude. I want to see Antlers.
And then there's that A24 one. What's it called? Lamb?
Is that coming out in October too?
I believe that's coming out in October too. Yeah.
Oh my God! Have you seen it with Noomi Rapace?
Noomi Rapace. Yep.
I mean, look, A24. If you want go-to weirdness and great horror,
that's it.
A24. Come on, man. A24. Give it up for the acquisitions people at A24.
By the way, one of the viewers, Then High Bats, wrote in Frida Pinto because you brought up Frida Pinto there. Says Frida Pinto is so beautiful. I'll tell you what. I met Frida Pinto.
You did?
Yeah, I got to meet her. I got to sit down and talk with her. It was for, I believe it was for Immortals. I think the one she did with Henry Cavill. And I got to she came into the room where I was waiting for her. She came in the room and sit down. Now, there are certain human beings in this world that are so good looking that it changes your physiology almost. Like, listen, I am a boringly straight heterosexual dude, but man, I remember when I met Javier Bardem, I was just like, fuck the universe for giving that guy those looks when I only get like Javier, like some people think when you're in a room with Javier Bardem, like you're like that, what the hell? How is somebody that attractive? Like, that's just ridiculous. When Frida Pinto walks into a room, your blood pressure goes up. Like, she is so stunningly gorgeous that, like, I almost forgot how to speak. Like, I think it might have even taken, like, she came in and extended her hand to say hello. And I think I was froze for a second. Like, I had her hanging there for a second. I'm just like, and in my head, I'm like, Campea, reach out your hand and shake your hand. But I was like paralyzed. Like, she's just that. So you get these people that are just that good looking, and she's one of them. It's just kind of absolutely crazy. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this month of October? It is, without exaggeration, absolutely stacked. Which of these films are you looking forward to the most? Which ones do you think will be the best one? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump on down into the comment section below and leave us your thoughts.